Israel. He took me out of darkness and put me in his marvelous light. And if you could relate to that, this song's for you.
Every time I think about all he's done, how he changed my life and made it so much better, I'm just in awe. It's so amazing, yeah. 'Cause many times I was down on my knees crying, looking for the answer, but I couldn't find it at all, yeah. But he always came on time and made it right. He's so he's faithful, yeah. He won't let me fall. Never, he never let me down before. Oh no, every day I need him. 'Cause I'm just a man. I'm just a human. And I can't do nothing without him. I'll give you the glory. Without him, I'm nothing. Trials and tribulations everywhere I look. So I find myself deeper in this book. 'Cause I believe what it says when I read. See, the scripture said it was gonna get worse. So these righteous acts, I'm gonna rehearse it and keep going no matter what. I know he's covering me. Yes, I believe he's faithful. So I'm never worried, no. He won't let me fall. He's got me in his hands, and he's holding me every day I need him. 'Cause I'm just a human, and he's so much more. I can't do nothing without him. Now without him, I'm nothing. Without him, if you're out there listening and you know that everything you got is 'cause I'm him, put your hands up right now and say thank you. You should say thank you, yeah. And let him know you appreciate everything he's done for you. Oh, say thank you, thank you. 'Cause he didn't have to do it, but he did. He's been faithful, yeah. Every day, he won't let me fall. No, he won't. He never let me down before. Not once. Every day I need him more. And I know that I can't do nothing without him. I need him for everything, yeah. And I'm nothing now without him, yeah. Oh, the breath I breathe, it don't belong to me. I'm nothing without him. Oh, I'm nothing at all without him, yeah.
My water straight from the throne. We built the altar with the unhewn stones. Home through the city, all we see it is these bones. So my face like flint till I wake a couple souls. A prophet hated by his own, so the father sent his son to bring the tribes of Jacob home. Jumping through these traps, cause they trying to see us gone. But we walking through the fire just like dangling his bros. From every sheep to her zone, we stay inside the book because the book is all we own. Heritage and you better hold it on. We like David fighting giants with no armor and a stone. We face east cause the car home. We face east just to call home. We can't sleep till we all home. We won't rest till they all gone. So I guess that we be calling out they all bones. Bless the seed, invest the deep in the laws of our God. Niggas Elohim, Shamar, Warapah, all the Zod, Nakim, Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashad, Nagim. Bless the seed, invest the deep in the laws of our God. Niggas Elohim, Shamar, Warapah, all the Zod, Nakim, Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashad, Nagim. From Bereshit to the books in Greek, the dragon took the sheep. Man, the book complete. The father looked for peace, but we shouldn't the beast. Now we up until our power put the hook to cheat. Shemai, Yasha Allah Abanawa Yahweh Ahad. He the tower till he give us the power of God. Though in the tower you will never devour a tribe. The Lord despised all you devils, your hours arrive. Blessed is he that kept the peace. Never forgot the poor and he kept the feast. I'm trying to dodge destruction, they can't stop the sea. Barakatah Yahweh and Mashak Nahid. Blessed is he that kept the peace. Never forgot the poor and he kept the feast. Trying to dodge destruction, they can't stop the sea. Barakatah Yahweh and Mashak Nahid.
Let's go. 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 Let's go.
It's time to put the children to sleep.
Let's go.
Grab your strong drink.
Let's go.
It's Wild Out Wednesday.
Let's go.
All right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Everybody that's in the building, shalom to the 12 tribes of Israel scattered abroad. Shalom. The water for joining with us tonight. Hey, y'all seen the title, y'all know what it is. We go get ready. We go go up like a helicopter with this thing. Let me get my video here working. Hey, shalom to Officer Shemaiah, Officer Boaz. Shalom, how y'all doing?
Shalom, everyone. Y'all about Shimon Shabrak.
Y'all about Shemaiah thumb.
Doing all right. Tired, but
Tired, but you here. Hey, that's what's happening, King. Hey, man, make your body a living sacrifice.
yeah, that's right.
That's what I'm talking about. Shemaiah, how you doing? Well, you're on mute if you talking. Let me get a radio check. Mic check.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we got you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm enduring. You know, it's our busy season, man. You know, just enduring, man.
Oh, okay. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the
praise,
Lord.
yeah, for
To
sure.
endure. You know what I'm talking about? All praises. We give all praises. Hey, the water Yahweh. You know, let's say that. Captain Aharon, he loves to do it on Sabbath morning brew. I love to do it too. Give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh. Man, all
Hashem,
praise.
Mashiach, Yahushua.
Shema Mashiach Yahweh. Malak Yahweh Khan. So, like I said, y'all already seen what it is. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna jump right into it. Let's go ahead and start out with some shout outs. Let's shout out the people before we get started on this Wild Out Wednesday and we start talking about these. Man, I wish I had that what's that Jay-Z and Kanye song with what's the singer name? Rihanna. Jay-Z,
Okay.
Kanye, was it Niggas in Paris?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hey, well, we talking about niggas and fringes tonight. Just had a few little difficulty. Hey, but go ahead, shout out the people for me, Baba Kashai, and then we go get in this thing.
All right, Khan. Hold on. Sister Joan Gilchrist, Shalom, sis. Zebulon Ben Yasharala, soldier. Shalom. Diane Ban Zebulon, Shalom, sis. Chokma,
Zebulon in
Shalom.
the building.
Khan. Chokma, Shalom. Kazaya, Shalom. John Allen, Shalom. Soldier Gary, Shalom. Soldier Araya, Shalom. Yaikwab Israel, Shalom. Gabriella, Shalom, sis. Soldier Kadash, Shalom. Barzayah, Shalom. Abijah the Humble, Shalom. And World Without End, Shalom. Belen Christella, Shalom. Captain Yakum Ya, Shalom. Scott Anderson, Shalom. Jason, Shalom.
Shalom and shalom to everybody who is shy, don't like to, type in the chats. Hey, shalom to you. Shalom to everybody who's going to be joining us later. Shalom to you all. Shalom to everybody who is going to be watching at a later time. Maybe they can't get on watch it right now. Maybe can't be live with us. But hey, shalom to you and the water to the Most High for you. Like I always say, for rocking with us, man. The water, big the water for that. So let's go ahead. Let's start getting into it. Of course, we got to get into on this day in history. This one again, I'm a little bit behind. Is some events that I want to get, that I want to be able to share. So I'm still 2 days behind. But this happened on December 11th. December 11th, 1917. All right. Let's go ahead and let's read that.
U.S. Army execute 13 black soldiers in Houston, Texas. On December 11th, 1917, the U.S. Army executed 13 black soldiers who had been previously court-martialed and denied any right to appeal. In July 1917, the all-black 3rd Battalion of the 24th United States Infantry Regiment was stationed at Camp Logan near Houston, Texas, to guard white soldiers preparing for deployment to Europe. From the beginning of their assignment at Camp Logan, the black soldiers were harassed and abused by the Houston police force. Early on August 23rd, 1917, several soldiers, including a well-respected corporal, were brutally beaten in jail by police. Police officers regularly beat African American troops and arrested them on baseless charges. The August 23rd assault was the latest in a string of police abuses that had pushed the black soldiers to their breaking point. Seemingly under attack by local white authorities, over 150 black soldiers armed themselves and left for Houston to confront the police about the persistent violence. They planned to stage a peaceful march to the police station as a demonstration against their mistreatment by police. However, just outside the city, the soldiers encountered a mob of armed white men. In the ensuing violence, 4 policemen, and 12 civilians were killed. In the aftermath, the military investigated and court-martialed 157 black soldiers, trying them in 3 separate proceedings. In the first military trial, held on November 1917, 63 soldiers were tried and 54 were convicted on all charges at sentencing. 13 were sentenced to death and 43 received life imprisonment. The 13 condemned soldiers were denied any right to appeal and were hanged on December 11th, 1917.
They were hanged. Right. So let's real quick look at the date of this again. So this is 1917. Slavery ended, so-called, was abolished in 1865. So you've got a span of about what 50, 55, 65 years here, about a span of 65 years. And they executed 13 black soldiers by hanging them. Now, when you finish reading, or when you go through this article and you look at the article about what happened, no whites were killed. None of the civilians that were involved, no Edomite was killed, was charged, brought up on charges, nothing. Only the black soldiers. Now, they executed 13. The rest of them, they gave life. It took years before those ones that had been given life were finally later released or let out from their prison sentence. But, I want to highlight this because I myself, I personally, I served in the military. Now, when I joined the military, and to be totally transparent, the reason why I really joined is because I had just caught a court case, and I was trying to stay out of trouble. I was trying to stay out of jail, so I was like, man, forget it. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna run to the military. So I ran to the military. Worst 4 years of my life. Now, usually what I tell people is if I had to make the choice all over again, I would. Now, I say that because one, if I had went into the military, I would probably would not be here right now. Just because of the lifestyle that I was living, things that I was doing, things that I was getting myself into, either I wouldn't be here or I'd be locked away. And so, the scriptures say man's goings out of the Lord. So, me going off into the military, ultimately, that was the Most High's plan, right? So now that being said, in the military, I experienced a lot of racism. I experienced a lot of Edomites in positions of authority and them using that authority to suppress so-called African Americans that were in the military. I had one who was a much higher ranking official than me who would casually use the word boy. He would throw that out there, casually use that word. So that being said, man, you was getting ready to say something?
La.
Okay. That being said, man, I tell brothers today, hey, stay out of the military. The military really it really ain't no place for us. It's not, but I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna digress from that train of thought. Hey, anybody in the chat? I know we got some brothers that was in the military or sisters that was in the military. Throw a 7 in the chat if you was in the military.
And
Throw,
and Shalom, Michelle Watkins, and Amariah. Shalom.
hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. The water for joining us on this evening. Oh yeah, I know my brother Bazaya was in. Captain Yakim Ya was in. Khan. Be like ants. That's right, brother Gary was in. And I'm telling you, each and every one of us, we could tell you our experiences, what they were like in Esau's military. Now, Sky Anderson was in the military. Look at that. So, right, you see how corrupt the government actually is. That's a fact, right? You see how corrupt they actually is. And for real, I learned a lot as far as like their strategies. I learned a lot. So a lot of the things that I learned in the military, I take away. I keep, and I plan on using it for the advancement of our people. Like, say for instance, if a grid goes down, being able to communicate on radios. That was my MOS when I was in the military. I was in communications. I dealt with setting up communications, being able to establish communications from one point to another point. That's what I did. I learned a lot about, of course, ground tactics. Being able to track people down, find people, being able to evade, right? Being able to evade someone trying to track you down. So, these are all things that I learned in the military. Of course, that I still have it. Knowledge, I keep that knowledge, and things that, of course, that I would like to, teach to the nation, teach to our people. And like I said, at the end of the day, man's goings are of the Most High, right? So that being said, so we've got a video for you, and I don't know if I want to play the whole thing, but I think we got to play the whole thing. Officer Boaz sent this to me, and
you got to play the whole thing then.
we got to play the whole thing. All right, so we go bring this up.
Oh yeah.
This is our donkey of the week. I really don't even think that gives it enough justice.
Right.
For real. But I'm gonna let y'all watch this video and y'all tell me y'all thoughts on it. I think I already, know what y'all gonna say, but anyhow. Oh, wait a minute. Is it gonna let me? Oh yeah, it is. All right, Con. All right, here we go.
Issues, please email us info@spotlightoverthecity.com. Today's question of the week. Y'all ready? You ready?
Y'all ready? Let's go.
Dear Stan and T-Bomb, I am struggling right now because my wife has asked me to do something that is extremely difficult for me to do. We have been married for 11 years and we have 2 amazing kids up from our marriage. And our marriage has been amazing. I have had the privilege and honor to be her husband for all these 11 years. We are a blended family. She was married prior to me and she has a teenage son with her ex-husband. Her ex has a terminal illness and he's been given a few months or less to live. It has been very hard on her because her ex has been our great friend and he really is a great guy. On his deathbed, he is requesting one last time to make love to my wife. He said that wait a minute, y'all. He said that it is his only dying wish. She told him yes without even consulting with me because she said her heart could not let him down. She says she hasn't done it yet, though. She massages him to make him comfortable. You smoke crack, don't you? Just hearing her tell me these things makes my stomach sick. He doesn't have a wife or any sisters, and his mom is deceased. So really all he has is my wife and his teenage son. Stan, man, I'm having a hard time with this. Her ex is dying, and I have nothing to feel threatened about or insecure, but I just can't stand the thought of him having my wife sexually as his dying wish. But I also don't want to seem like a cruel and sensitive man denying someone who was clearly about to die his one last wish. This is very hard. Please help me.
Is it hard?
I think that's hard for him.
It is?
Yeah, this man is dying. And if that man said like that's his dying wish, he's about to die. So it's not like it's somebody that's gonna.
Well, wait a minute. We're gonna have to talk about this. So the thing, that's a dumbass wish. That's the first thing, right?
Really? You think that's dumb?
It's totally stupid. Yes, it's the dumbest. So this is what I want to say. I don't know why she's struggling. So now I'm looking at you away. If you trying to, why are you rubbing this half dead boy? What are you doing? What is going on in your head, first of all? And then we don't have nothing to do with his family not being there. And that's a sad situation. See, that's the thing. It's compassion. It's a limit to stuff. So what I'm saying is we're not responsible for his family not being there and he don't have nobody. He didn't date well, this and that. I don't have nothing to do with that. But what I do know is why are you rubbing him, first of all? That's the first thing. You
All right. So let's talk about this for a little bit. Because this is madness, right? And so I see y'all responses and y'all reactions to what's going on, and that was mine too. When I was just like, this got to be a joke, right? This really has to be a joke, but it's not. It's true life,
right?
So let's get some scriptures regarding this. First and foremost, grab me Deuteronomy 24:4. Right. And see, this is the problem with our people. See, if we come back to the book, if we come back to our Bible, if we come back to these scriptures, this wouldn't even be a thing. But the problem is we've departed from our laws, right? That's the problem. We've departed from our laws. We've departed from our heritage. We've departed from what the Most High gave us as our wisdom to the other nations. Right? Read that.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 24 and verse 4. Her former husband, which sent her away, may not take her again to be his wife. After that she is defiled. For that is an abomination before the Lord, and thou shalt not cause the land to sin, which
Right?
the Lord.
Salakia. Jump to verse 3. Start at verse 3.
Verse 3. And if the latter husband hate her, and write her a bill of divorcement, and give it in her hand, and send her out of his house, or if the latter husband die, which took her to be his wife, her former husband, which sent her away, may not take her again to be his wife. After that, she is defiled. For
Right.
that is an abomination before the Lord.
Salakia. So what are we even talking about right now? What are we even talking about right now? If we were living according to the laws, the commandments of the book, this woman is defiled. The former husband cannot take her back. But now this man on his deathbed, he wants again. Man, yo, you really can't make things like this up, right? Only our people would act like that, right? Why is this? First of all, to the woman, why do you even think that it's okay to even come and ask me something like that? And then she already told the dude yes. And not only does she feel like it's okay to go and ask my current husband if my former husband can get it one more time, not only does she feel that it's okay, but she already told him yes. And this dude, how simple of a dude do you have to be, or how simple of a dude are you that you would really write to someone asking for advice? What's wrong with our people? You know, this is our people. Give me Hosea 4:6. We got to get it. We got to get it. Hosea 4:6. And this really, you know what? I mean, really all of this, and I'm glad Boaz sent me this because this actually kind of goes into exactly what I want to talk about. This really goes into exactly what I want to talk about, man. Come on, read that.
Kindness, the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge because this woman doesn't know that the Bible says that you cannot go back to your old husband after you've been with another man. It's a wrap. It's done. You know what? Let me put myself in that situation. I don't want you. After you've been with another man, I don't want you anymore. Because just like the book says, you're defiled. You've been dominated by another man. Have y'all seen the movie? What's that? The Best Man.
Yep.
Where old boy is at the wedding ceremony trying to get married. Found out his homeboy knocked off his soon-to-be wife.
Yeah.
And he's sitting up there at the altar and he's having all these thoughts go through his head. Seeing her, you know, getting her. Yo, I'm not going to be graphic, but y'all
crushed.
know, getting crushed. Right? Getting crushed. That's what this, yo, I want to be able to do it. I don't care how long ago it happened. I don't care what the circumstances, the reason that it happened. I don't care. I would not be able to do it. First of all, both of y'all are foul as I don't know what. Both of y'all are foul. Dude is foul. That's why he got whooped on. I mean, he whooped the dog sugar honey iced tea out of him. But me and dude could never be cool no more. You supposed to be my man's. You supposed to be my dog. And you sleeping with my woman? If you sleeping with my woman, first of all, that means you've been looking at her. You've been entertaining the thought. Why are y'all alone together in the first place? Because things like that happen because our people are not living by the Bible. That's why things like that happen. And then he's standing at the altar, building up every ounce of dignity inside of him to try to go through with the marriage. Yo, couldn't be me. It wouldn't have been me. You know? Let's see what this woman had to say.
You rubbing
It
on.
didn't say it was that she was rubbing his thing. It's
You right
him.
there on the. You right there. So what I want to know is, are you that
It says
interested?
to make him comfortable. He's dying, babe.
So then you buy him a prostitute, right? You have to buy him somebody who gonna come there, or he have to buy him somebody who gonna come there and comfort him and do the things that he wish in his dying needs. But it can't be you, though. Is what I'm saying. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, I get both. I do get both.
You shouldn't be
sides.
torn. Is what I'm saying. He half dead, Terry.
That's what I'm saying.
The sex not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good.
That's what I'm saying.
So don't waste, don't ever, ladies. This is a teachable moment. Don't ever add mileage to the box unnecessarily. So if it's not gonna count for nothing, then you can't put that in the box.
Hey, let's grab that preset that Nadia just pulled. Let's read that because that's a good preset. That's a good preset, man. You know, if our people actually start applying these laws, applying these scriptures to our walk, applying this wisdom to our walk, our daily walk, we would be so much better as a people. Let's read that.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 9 and verse 9. Sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thy arms, and spend not thy money with her at the wine, lest thy heart incline unto her, and so through thy desire thou fall into destruction.
Right? So you're not supposed to be with another man's wife. You're not supposed to be sitting alone with another man's wife. Why are you going to put yourself in that situation? Why are you going to put yourself in a situation to where you can be tempted? Why do that? Because then what are you going to be doing? You're going to be coveting another man's wife. You're going to be, you done already committed adultery in your mind, in your head. Right? So the thought is already there. And then what ends up happening is we act on the thoughts. We act on that seed that's already in our head. We act on what we've already thought about. Right? Those things just come to pass. Why put yourself in that situation? It's like if you know that you have a problem with lust, why you gonna go into a stripper bar?
Right.
Why do that to yourself? Or and then you lie, be like, oh no, I'm good. I don't have the issue no more. No, yes, you do. Or go put yourself in a club. For what? What interest do especially, man? I'm just gonna drop that. So that's our ass of the week. They didn't say his name, they didn't say who it was, but whoever you are, I hope you grow you some nuts. I hope you start reading this Bible, and I hope you take control of your household and do not let your woman rule over you. It shouldn't have been Oh, babe, I already told him yes. No,
Right.
what in the whole hell? That's just retarded to me. All right. Now real quick, I want to play one more, and then we're jumping into what we're talking about today. And what's crazy, what's ironic is in this video that I'm about to show you, the brothers ain't even got no fringes on. Just something to think about. These brothers don't even have fringes on. But you know what they saying? They're saying all praises to no, they're saying Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. That's what they saying. You know, that's what they saying. Hey, Israel, hey, you got to try the spirit by the spirit. You got to test every spirit in this walk. Yo, I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. It is a fight to stay in this truth. You gotta count up the cost and know what it is that you're getting into, know what it is that you're coming against, know what's coming against you, knowing what you have to deal with. It is a fight to stay in this truth. You know, I just had put something on my TikTok the other day. I had a old picture pop up on my phone. You know, you got the iPhones, it'd be like, oh, it bring up memories and stuff like that. So I had an old picture pop up in my phone from like really it was just about 6 years ago. And I'm like, man, all praise to the Most High. I've been in this truth for 6 years now. And that's not long. That's not long at all. But all praises to the Most High that he's kept me in it for 6 years. And all praises to the Most High that he's given me the strength to keep on enduring. Right? Through all of the different trials, through all of the different tribulations. Grab Sirach 2 and 1 real quick. Baba Kishah.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Right? Hey, we have to prepare our soul for temptations when we come into this walk, when we come to serve the Most High, because the temptations is coming. This classic scripture, we know that as soon as you say, I'm going to serve Yahweh by Hashem, Hamashiach, Malaki, Awashai, hey, them attacks is coming. Hey, the enemy is going to be on your head. You know, he's going to use any and everybody he can to get you out of the spirit. He's going to use your wives, he may use your husband, he's going to use your kids. And you're going to be like, man, what is going on? Wife go trip out on you, cursing you. What did Job's wife say? Job's wife said, why don't you just curse God and die? Right? We got to understand. Yeah, right. Very, very. So we got to know, man, what we up against, what's going to be going on, and just pray, continue to pray that the Most High does not take his spirit from us. All right? That's what we have to pray. Most High, please do not.
So we are now.
So I know, hey, we are way late with this.
Oh, I know
but
this video.
Right, we way late with this. So we were supposed to talk about this a long time ago. These are some Israelites who were keeping Thanksgiving, and they wanted to say, in fact, I'm not going to tell you what they wanted to say, and we're not even going to go through a rebuke about this. I just want to hit a couple points real quick, and then we're going to keep it moving, man. Because what we're talking about, again, we're talking about niggas in fringes, right? That's the theme. That's the theme right now. Niggas in fringes. All right, let's look at this.
Chapter 14, that some men esteem one day above the next, and some men esteem one day all alike. We choose with a conscious choice to make this Yahweh Shai day. And we do this in remembrance, all right, of our son and brother who died for Israel to reach.
All right, so real quick, I want to hit that. So the brother said that we are keeping Thanksgiving. We're making this Yahweh Shai's day. That's what that brother said. And we're doing it in remembrance of Yahweh Shai. Didn't Yahushua give us a day when we're supposed to remember him? Right? Let me get 1 Corinthians chapter 11. First Corinthians 11 and start at verse 24.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 24.
And Shalom, Nazar. Shalom, King.
And when he had given thanks, he brake it and said, "Take, eat. This is my body, which is broken for you, to do in remembrance of me." After the same,
hold on, to do what?
Take, eat. This is my body, which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me.
Hey, no, he said do Thanksgiving in remembrance of me.
No, take the bread broken for you. This do in remembrance of me.
No. He said Christmas. I want every December 25th. You do this in remembrance of me.
Take, eat. This is my body, which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me.
Right. So this is the Passover. This is what the world has dubbed the Last Supper. Right. He's sitting down with the disciples having the quote unquote Last Supper. He said, "This do in remembrance of me." He didn't say do Thanksgiving in remembrance of me. He said, "This do in remembrance of me." Right? These brothers keeping Thanksgiving is all the way off. It's wicked as hell. And like I said, it's already been rebukes on this. So this isn't a class today rebuking these brothers, but I just wanted to point this out because again, we're talking about niggas and fringes. When you go further through this video, you see them talking about the food. You know, they've got pork, they've got ham. He bragging about how the ham soaked in Coca-Cola for I forget how long he said it soaked in the Coca-Cola. Right there go the ham right there. Y'all can see that. I'll play it quick. Go ahead, boys.
Nah, I just wanted to bring out this precept real quick. Adawan showed me this a minute ago, but it's in the book of Job, chapter 14 and verse 4. It says, "Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one." So he's talking about, basically the day of Thanksgiving where these atrocities and things like that. The whole concept of this holiday was built on the massacre, the mutilation, and the destruction of a nation of people. And now you want to flip it and say it's the Most High's day.
Right. It's madness.
Like, nah.
It's straight madness, man. Let's get this real quick.
And this is my world famous. Look at that ham right there. Y'all see that? Y'all see that there? Do y'all see that there? All right. That's that ham. That ham was marinated in Coca-Cola for about 2 straight days. Okay, got my own.
All right, wicked. But now this is what I wanted to point out right here. All right. When you go through
Nadab, this is what he got to drink with 2 hands, monkey style.
Now, one brother.
Yeah. He's gonna guard this all night. See? Y'all see that? That's what's called.
Not one of these brothers have on fringes.
So, yes, sir.
Not one. You go through this entire video, and not one of these brothers. Look at them. None of them have on fringes. Where y'all fringes at, bro? Where's y'all fringes? Grab me numbers 15. And then they're calling out the name of the Most High and the Son. They're celebrating Thanksgiving, talking about all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushai. And y'all is breaking every commandment in there. Then they're just breaking commandment after commandment, law after law. And I know again, the title of tonight's lesson is niggas and fringes. Hey, but this is niggas without fringes.
Slovakia.
All right, come on.
I'm just. It was just the title. He said niggas with fringes, but this is niggas without fringes.
Man, it's just like, man, when I first saw this, I was just like, wow. That's
Right.
all I can say. But the real crazy thing is, it's a plethora of people out there like this. All you gotta do is like look at Facebook. If you're on Facebook, man, I seen a comment by a sister talking about the law, and of course, who do they, when they go to it and they talking about you don't have to keep the law, who do they run to? They run to Paul, right? As if Paul supersedes the Son, as if Paul supersedes Yahushua, as if Paul's word overwrites his. I'm not even saying, let's say for argument's sake, Paul was teaching a different gospel. Let's say for argument's sake. Or now, are you a follower of Paul or are you a follower of Christ? Because Christ said one thing. And so now if Paul is teaching something different, Paul is teaching something contrary to what the Son came, and the Son only came bringing what the Father said, then Paul is teaching something contrary to the Father. It makes no sense. But we know Paul is not contradicting the Son, and Paul is not contradicting the Father. Now, I specifically said the Son because, you got those who like to equate Yahushua to the Father, try to say that they won. So I really want to put emphasis on the Son and then the Father. These are two different entities. They're not the same, right? But it blows my mind the amount of false teaching that is out there, and people are blown to and fro with every wave of doctrine. It sounds good, it tickles their ears, it lets them do what they want to keep on doing. Oh, we're not done. We really, we're going up. But read that scripture from Baba Kasha.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 15 and verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
That they make them what?
Fringes in the border of their garments.
These brothers, not one brother in that home had on fringes. Not one. Read on.
And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
Come on.
And it shall be upon you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them.
That you will remember all the commandments of the Most High and do them.
Mm-hmm.
The fringes are to be a reminder to you to do all of the commandments. It didn't say some of the commandments. It didn't say only the commandments until the Most High said you don't have to do these ones anymore. It said to look upon the fringe and do all of the commandments. Read on.
And this one hits hard right here. And that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes.
The heart is deceitfully wicked. Who can know it? So while you think, oh, it's okay, I can celebrate Thanksgiving. No, the heart is deceitfully wicked. It's okay. I can eat this ham. The heart is deceitfully wicked. It's okay. I don't have to do all these commandments. The heart is deceitfully wicked. Lean not onto your own understanding. You have these brothers leaning on their own understanding. Keep reading.
And your own eyes, after which ye used to go a-whoring.
Right.
Right. It said that they were supposed to, you're supposed to run forever throughout your generations. Hey, we still generating.
Right.
It does not stop. There is no end. Come on.
I was just gonna ask. I want to the scripture that he brought out. Didn't he like?
He butchered it.
Okay.
He butchered it.
Because I'm like, you use that scripture to your own benefit for what you're trying to do. When the scripture really is going into like not lifting up one day of it being like greater than the next. You know what I'm saying? Like,
talk about
it. Like, we're not supposed to be out here like this day is better than the other day or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Because for real, any day that you get to wake up and you get to see the sun, you get to smell fresh air, even though it's contaminated. You know what I'm saying? You're able to breathe. You know what I'm saying? It's a great day for real. You know what I'm saying? Because you're still on this earth. Regardless if it's if you're dealing with trials and temptations and you enduring through struggles and things like that, it's still a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Just like what did James say? Let me get it real quick. He said, James chapter 1 and verse 2, my brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations. Why did he say count it all joy? Because you're able to go through it. So you should be like, you know what? All praises, Yahweh. You dealing with me. What if you not going through something? Brothers used to talk about this a while ago. Like, if you not going through something, the Most High is not chastising you. Hey, something is wrong. Something is not right.
Facts. Yo, I wanted to grab this precept that y'all pulled here real quick. Matthew 12 and 37. Hey, because we are going to be judged for every idle word.
That's right. This is the book of Matthew chapter 12 and verse 37. For by the words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned.
These brothers are condemning themselves. Right? Oh, do you see this ham? And then they had a pork roast. I mean, madness. All right. And so again, not one of them brothers had on any fringes. So they didn't even have nothing to, hey, we're not supposed to be eating this ham. Where was the voice of reasoning? And you know what was sad is the one brother, he looked like he was the elder. When I would say, hey, where's the elder? Go and check them and be like, yo, what are y'all doing? What's wrong with you? What are you doing right now? Go ahead.
Let's get this precept to Boaz, what Boaz was saying. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 7. Why doeth one day excel another, when as all the light of every day is in the year is of the sun. By the knowledge of the Lord they were distinguished, and he altered seasons and feasts. So the Most High tell you what days to celebrate, what days not to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? We don't go after our own heart to celebrate days and holidays and all this wicked kingdom shit stuff.
That's right. So with that, so now look, we're about to pivot now. So we just went from brothers not wearing fringes, because look what this. So I don't know if y'all can see the profile picture, but the brother's got on a meat tree. He has a menorah necklace around his neck, and he also has some zeets. Right? He's got his beard. Look like a righteous brother, right? Look at his name. Covenant Keeper 144. You would think, oh man, this is a righteous brother right here. Right? At first glance. But hold on. Wait a minute. You got some, Lucy, you got some explaining to do. All right. So look at this.
Okay.
What is wrong with this picture? The brother is sitting. You can see they had a restaurant. He's got an Edomite in a dog collar with a chain. Edomite with a dog collar in a chain. Right?
Oh, the chain in his mouth.
And the chain in his mouth.
Hey, did you see what he said? He said, niggas hating my spoils of war.
What war, brother? When did we win a war? Last time I checked, we're still in captivity. The last time I checked, we are still in captivity.
Hold up.
So how are you talking about this is the spoil of war? Then he goes up and says, I got it says the first I don't know if y'all can see that first comment. It says concubine nights. Every time we go in public, I bring my leash. So he's saying that this is concubine. No, nigga. You are a pervert. You are a whoremonger.
Who is
Go
this?
ahead, boss.
Who is this?
Covenant Keeper 144. Okay. Now hold on. Wait a minute. Let's
Death and hell to a hot demise. Edomites, they shall not survive. Kingdom rise for the Yasharala. It's in the book, true story, too gory. It's a sin to lie, quiet as it's kept. The violence I accept, gonna be the shame to cover you up from your temple to your legs.
All right.
Hey, did you see what he said?
I'm just gonna play one more. No, what did he say?
Go back to that. Go back to that. This nigga said, my concubine building my house for the kingdom. I'm taking applications for my second wife, whether it be a princess from my nation, Black, Hispanic, Native American, or Lord willing, a concubine of another nation.
Or Lord, what?
Wow.
It's like, yeah. All right. Hold on. I got something. All right. Precept. This is the book of Tobit, chapter 4 and verse 12. It says, beware of all whoredom, my son. And chiefly
what?
Beware of all whoredom, my son. And chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers. Now he had the first part right, talking about, you know what I'm saying, a princess of the nation, you know, but he messed up in the second half talking about or Lord willing of another nation.
Hold on. So I got a question. What father is gonna want their daughter to be with this brother? I'm a father. Now we know that polygyny is okay, but is this a brother that looks righteous that I would even be semi-comfortable with my daughter being with?
This nigga said taking applications.
Taking applications.
Come on, man.
Hey, it is funny, but it's not funny. This is tragic. And this is what I'm talking about when I titled the class Niggas and Fringes. This is why I titled it that way. because we have to. You got the wheat growing amongst the or Salaki. You got the tares growing amongst the wheat.
God.
You got to try every spirit.
Yeah. Still got a nigga mindset.
You still got a nigga mindset.
Bro.
You still a nigga and you got on the fringes. But what you got the fringes on for? Because the fringes are supposed to remind you of the law. So now my question is, how many times have brothers gone through and read law? I'll wait. That's not a rhetorical question. And I'm not trying to put nobody on the spot. I'm really not. We just having a conversation. It's brothers having a conversation. It's brothers and sisters having a conversation. How many times have you gone through and actually read the law and actually studied the law? Give me the book of Joshua 1 and verse 8. I'm gonna play this one, then we're gonna get homeboy out of here.
Come on, white woman. Bring your ass. Bring your ass, girl. That's how the kingdom's gonna be. Everybody's gonna have their own chains. Looking ass. Where we at, babe? In the kingdom? Yeah, I bet.
He said, he asked her, is we in the kingdom? Is we in the kingdom, bro?
No.
This is just it's ignorant.
Bro.
It's who has that Joshua 1 and 8?
I got it.
All right, Boaz, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to grab me 1 Peter 2 and 9. Read that Joshua 1 and no, first, you know what? Let's actually read that 1 Peter 2 and 9 first.
It's the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should shew forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
Hold on, because I want to hit on those adjectives again. Read that again for me one more time from the top.
Okay. But ye are a chosen generation.
All right, so we already know we chosen. We already know that the Most High chose us above every other nation. He chose us above every other nation, not because we were the most in number, not because we were the strongest or any of that, but because he loved us, right? We are a chosen generation. Read.
Okay. A royal priesthood.
We are a royal priesthood. What about that look like royalty to you? This brother walking that nasty looking Edomite. She wasn't even an attractive Edomite on top of that. Like, thank you. She had a gut. and
that rose.
Why? Right? It's come on. At least if you go stunt with an attractive one.
For real.
Right?
Yeah, you didn't shave her head, pair of nails.
Man.
Didn't do none of that.
All right, keep reading.
And holy nation.
A set apart nation. Set apart. You got this Negro walking down the strip with a man. Keep reading.
Well, I got a precept for that at one too. After this, a peculiar people, that ye should shew forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness.
Hey, we've been called out of darkness. So if we've been called out of something, we cannot continue to act a certain way. Coming into this truth is supposed to change you. You are not supposed to be the same person that you were when you was in the world that now that you are in the truth. Because we've been called out of darkness. What is darkness? Darkness is a lack of understanding. That's what darkness is, according to Psalms 82. 82 and 5. That's what darkness is. But you've got this Negro walking around with this woman, an ugly one, look like she got hit in her face with a backpack.
Uncle Fester.
Yeah. Uncle Fester. Right? Man, go ahead, get your precept.
Just to add on to the holy nation, because we're a set apart people, right? Just to add more onto that, this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20 and verse 26. It says, "And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, am holy, and have severed you from other people that ye should be mine." Like when you sever something, like we know when something gets severed, it gets cut off. Like, so when we think about holy, we're severed from the other people. We're supposed to be cut off from the other people. Him walking around with damn Roseanne after he done picked her up off the side of the street in Pennsylvania, taking horse tranquilizers or something. Like, you bugging, man. You bugging. Like, come on, man.
I got a precept real quick. The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, and verse 22. That ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, that ye put on the new man, which after Yahweh is created in righteousness and true holiness. So, you know, that old man, that nigga mindset you had before you came into the truth, supposed to put that off and put on that new man, that righteous mindset.
Right. Right. And putting that off. So, you know, that's what we're talking about today, man, because Israel.
You still want Joshua?
Oh, yeah. Give me that real quick before we go into it. Yeah, Khan.
It's the book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to.
Salakia, it said, "This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth." You are not supposed to stop talking about the law. What did Deuteronomy 6 say? Hey, when we wake up in the morning, we're supposed to be going over it. When we go to sleep at night, we're supposed to be going over it. It said, "This book of the law shall not depart out of your mouth." You shall not stop talking about this law. Right now, I asked a question and I said it wasn't rhetorical. I brothers, sisters, how many of y'all have actually gone through the law? Because you know the one thing that has really started to agitate me here of late is when brothers say, "I keep the law to the best of my ability." What does that mean? I keep the law to the best of my ability. Well, typically when a brother says that I keep the law to the best of my ability, he's saying to the things that he's able to do, the parts of the law that he's able to keep. So now, when we hit the blocks, when we hit the streets and we start going into the laws with people, you know, what's the laws that we always hit? We hit fringes. We hit the beard. Right? We hit the dietary laws. Oh yeah, we make sure that we hit those. You know, if we're dealing with a sister, sometimes we'll hit the you know the attire. right? But, and I'm gonna keep it real. A lot of times when brothers say that, they're not even going over the law to know what laws they can actually keep, what laws they're not keeping. Are we actually really studying the law? It's cool and it's great to learn about. Oh yeah, holy days. Yep, we talk about the high holy days.
Mm-hmm.
But see, knowing the high holy days, having the fringes, knowing what to eat and what not to eat, people get comfortable and they think, oh, I'm good. They think I'm good because hey, I got my fringes. You know, I'm not. I got my beard. I don't shave my head. You know, I'm not eating the catfish. I'm gonna put the catfish away, right? But how many of you are going through the law? And all praise to the Most High that the Captain Yonatan, he does the Torah class on Thursdays, where he's going through the Torah. But people, they don't have the interest for that, and it's sad because that class should be packed out. It should be brothers and sisters be like, oh, I can't wait for Torah portion. That really should be the mindset. Why should that be the mindset? Why should we think like that? Well, let's find out. Let's see what Joshua says. Keep reading on that.
Salakia. Word them out. But thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
So you got the code right here. You know, brothers, we say, oh, we got the cheat code. Well, that's facts. We have the cheat code because the Most High just told us how we're going to be prosperous. The Most High just told us what's going to give us success is by meditating on His law, reading His law day and night. But we are really concerned with what? We're concerned with prophecy. Oh, what does this prophecy mean? Oh, what about what's the three frogs in Revelation? What's that? And there's nothing wrong with studying prophecy. There's nothing wrong with studying prophecy. There's nothing wrong in learning dark sayings. It's nothing wrong in that at all. But you cannot get away from learning about what the Most High said is going to give you success and what is going to make you prosperous. That was a promise that the Most High gave. That's His promise. That's His word. His word is His bond. He said it's going to accomplish all that I sent it to do. Right? Paraphrasing. So now we've got the cheat code. The Most High done told us, but we don't like to go through the law. We don't want to read the law. We don't want to get an understanding of what this law may actually be saying. Right? In fact, grab me Exodus 23 and 13. Grab me Exodus 23 and 13 real quick.
God, it's the book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 13. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect and make no mention of the name of other gods.
Hold on. He said, be circumspect. All right. This wasn't planned. I didn't plan to go into this for tonight's class, but we here. So what does circumspect mean? Let me see somebody put it in the chat. What does circumspect mean? All right, because the Bible just told us to be circumspect. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna do y'all one better. I'm gonna do y'all one better because sometimes y'all be lazy, man. I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes y'all be lazy. All right, Isaiah said prudent. Right? Prudent. Unwilling to take risks. Right? Aware. Hey, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Man, right? Let's put these up here. Right? So circumspect, prudent, circumspect, unwilling to take risks. All right, I actually like that. Unwilling to take risks. Right? So read that again.
And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect and make no mention of the name of other gods.
So you are to be unwilling to take a risk in mentioning the name of other gods. Are we circumspect in that? Now, I was having a conversation with an elder, and we was going into it, and we was flushing this thing out. But right here in Exodus, it says that we're not supposed. In fact, boy, read that to completion from me. Start again from the top. Baba Kashar.
Kind of one. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth.
He said, neither let it be heard out of your mouth. Now, I even had, posed this to brothers, to the other captains. And I was like, man, I'm sitting up here and I'm going through the law and I'm looking at things, and we're not supposed to have the names of other gods on our mouth. We're not even supposed to speak those names. Now, someone might say, oh man, you're being overly righteous. You're being too righteous, brother. But I look at it like, and this is how I'm approaching things moving forward. And I'm speaking for Yahweh. I'm not speaking for nobody else. I'm speaking for Yahweh. Because scripture says we're supposed to work out our own soul salvation. So what I'm doing for me. Now, nobody else got to do what I do. Right? Nobody else got to see things the way I see things, because at the end of the day, we are working out our own soul salvation. Now, that being said, the Most High said that we're not supposed to bow down to the other gods, right? We're not supposed to worship other gods. We're supposed to have no other gods before him. He's a jealous power, right? The Most High is a jealous power. So, in mentioning the other names, now you could look at it like, oh, well, when it's talking about mentioning the names of other gods, it's really talking about you're bowing down to them. That's what this is talking about when it says mentioning the names of other gods. You can look at it that way, and I wouldn't necessarily disagree with you. I wouldn't. I'm like, yeah, come, I see that. That's what it's talking about when it's saying that thou shalt not take the name of these other gods. But now, that being said, I also see it as, for me personally, and I just said this at camp here the other day, that I'm not going to say the name that they gave the picture of Caesar Borgia. I'm not going to say that name no more. I'm not going to use that name. I used to say when I'm at camp that I'm going to meet people where they are. That's why I say the name. And I remember it was Adawan Eliel who said one time that he didn't use the name. And when I was going through the law and I'm studying, and I said, oh man, I remember Adawan Eliel used to say that he don't say the name. And then I really start thinking, I'm like, why am I saying I'm going to meet somebody where they're at? No, I'm not going to meet you where you're at. You need to come to where I'm at. So I from this point forth, you will never hear me say that name that starts with a J. I refuse to say it. Now I know that person is nobody. I know that the world has been deceived into believing that. In fact, to show you that they look at that as being a god, they've got a whole celebration for him. They worship him on that day. Right? That man, they worship him on that day. That's their god. Caesar is their god. Right? So, nevertheless, moving on, walking in the newness of life, and like Shemaiah, the script that Shemaiah brought out, we got to kill the old man.
That's right.
Because we are a chosen people, a nation of kings and priests.
Yep.
We should not be walking around with ugly Edomite girls on dog chains.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be happening. So now, how do we get to walking in this newness of life? And it goes much deeper than that. It goes much deeper than that because it goes to us being able to show and extend love to our brothers. Yahushua said, if you cannot forgive your brother, the Father will not forgive you. That is a salvation issue. It's a salvation issue. Brothers say, and I'm so sick. I'm so sick. I'm so sick of the fakeness. You know, I be coming like this close to calling out a lot of stuff, but I refrain. I come this close to calling out names. If y'all from the West Coast and y'all heard that corrupt song back in the day, calling out names, sometimes I'll be feeling like going corrupt on them and just start calling out names. But I have to fall back. I have to fall back and say, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to allow them to bring me down and come down to their level where they're at. See, we have to walk in our purpose. I'm going to say it again. We have to walk in our purpose and don't let nobody get you to act in the flesh because they're on assignment. What did Sirach 2:1 say? It says, when you come to serve the Most High, prepare yourself for all kinds of temptation. They are on assignment to get you out of the position that the Most High is trying to get you in. Right? So walking in that newness of life. All right. So first of all, it's a race. Right? It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You have to be able to endure. You have to keep on. How many runners do we have in the chat? Do we have any runners in the chat? Do we have anybody that's just tried to run?
Talking about long distance.
Long distance, or even even sprint. Shema, you was a sprinter.
Con.
What'd you do? The 100, the 200?
200.
200. What was your time?
I was in high school. It was like maybe like a 22 something.
Okay, Con. All right, we say Bazayaz, Nazar Note, World Without End runner, right? Sister L, she ran the relays.
10
Gabriella,
relays.
Barzayah, focus on your breathing. Main focus. All right, Khan. So running that race. Let's get Ecclesiastes 9 and 11. Araya was a runner. All right, Khan. And so y'all know, like, if you running long distance, like Barzayah said, you got to focus on your breathing. Not just focus on your breathing, but you got to know your pace.
God.
All right, let's read that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not that the race is not to be is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong.
All right, it said the race is not to the swift because it's not a sprint. It's not a sprint. This is a marathon. Like Yahushua said, we have to endure until the end. You've got to keep on going. If you come flying out the gates, what happens? Anybody that ran a long distance, ran a 3 mile. Yo, I remember real quick story. When I was in the military, it was a brother, Judite brother from Texas. This brother's name was Ralph Price. I remember Ralph Plank, man, like yesterday. But anyway, so I was in the Marine Corps. In the Marine Corps, our PFTs consisted of a 3 mile run. 3 mile run, 20 pull-ups, 100 sit-ups in 2 minutes. Now, we did the run would be the last thing that we would do. So your legs is already kind of burning a little bit from doing those sit-ups. You got your legs bent, and you're trying to hit them sit-ups real quick. So your legs is already kind of a little bit burning. But anyhow, so we get up, we're doing our 3 mile. And so to get a perfect score on the 3 mile run, you had to get it in 18 minutes. 18 minutes was a perfect score for the run. That's a 6-minute mile, right? So now we running, and this fool starts out just spring. He gone, all right? I see him take off. I'm like, man, I ain't doing that. I'm running my pace. I'm like, okay. Get further down, probably about a half mile in. I see I'm getting closer to him. By the time we hit the mile mark, I caught him and I passed him. And so anyway, at the end of the run, when he came in, his final time was like 26 minutes. Horrible time. Horrible for the 3 mile, for us being in the military anyway. The brother blew his load. He went shooting out like a bat out of hell and exhausted himself. So it's a race. We have to read that again for me.
I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong.
The race is not given to the swift. You have to endure. You have to be ready to endure. You got to already have it in your mind. You've got to condition your mind. You've got to condition your mind to go the distance. You got to callous your mind to go the distance. It said, nor to the strong. I don't care how strong you think you are. Because, hey, life will hit you and you think you could be the strong. Hey, I've seen the biggest, strongest dudes turn into babies when something drastic hit their life. I've seen the most thuggish dudes turn to babies. Right? So we've got to be ready to run the race. And in running the race, and conditioning yourself. You know, this was a quote that I picked up that I like. It said, be your best on your worst day. It's easy to give it everything you got when everything is good. It's easy to keep on, oh yeah, man, praise the Most High when everything is good. It's easy to be like, oh yeah, man, I'm studying, I'm reading when everything is good. It's easy to be your best when things are going your way. When you're not under no trial, when you're not under no fire, when life isn't giving you 1-2s, it's easy. When life hasn't hit you in your solar plexus and knocked all the wind out of you, it's easy. But you got to be your best on your worst day. You know, when in the world, when I was working out or when I was training for fights, when I felt like doing it, it was nothing. But when the real work was done, it's on the days where I didn't want to work out, but I had to condition myself. And that's where discipline came in. That's where discipline comes in. When you don't want to do something, but you do it anyway. It's a saying that motivation is fleeting. Motivation is not going to always be there. And that's why you got a lot of people when, you know, come around so-called New Year, they got the New Year, New Me thing. And on New Year's Day, you see everybody and their mama off in the gym. 1 week later, they done fell off. Because that motivation done left. But what's going to keep you is going to be the discipline. That's what's going to keep you doing the things that you need to do. The discipline. The discipline is what's going to keep you making sure that when you wake up in the morning, before you start swiping that phone, you're giving praises to the Most High. That's the discipline. You're praying when you wake up in the morning. That's the discipline. Or you're cracking open that Bible because you say, you know what? I know my work schedule. I know my work is not going to allow me to be able to study the way I want to. So I'm going to get up an hour earlier than what I need to so that I can read 4 chapters. That's the discipline. That's the discipline that you need. You have to be your best on those days where you don't feel like doing it. On the days where you feel like hitting that snooze on your alarm clock. Diligence, kind, all praises. On the days when you feel like hitting that snooze and stand in bed, stand underneath them covers because it's warm and you don't want to get out of the bed. You know, when you first take them covers off of you and that cold hit you, when you first get up out of the bed, yo, it's discipline that's going to keep you. Right? So now, for the discipline, what are we doing? We're training. We have to train ourselves in the same way that I used to train myself when it came to fighting, boxing. And speaking on boxing, I'm go even speak on that because I've already shared it with brothers in the camp, talked about it with brothers in the camp, how I feel about boxing, what I feel about boxing. I'm just going to ask y'all in the chat. Is boxing a sin? What says the chat? Survey says, is boxing a sin? Competitive boxing. Prize fighting. Is prize fighting a sin? All right. So grab me 1 Timothy 4:7. Grab me 1 Timothy 4:7. All right. So I see a lie. I see a con. And then I don't see how it would be. All right.
I thought you heard me. I don't want to slack you.
Oh no, go ahead.
Yeah, he's on mute.
That's the book of 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 7. but refuse profane and old wives, fables, and exercise thyself rather unto godliness.
It said, exercise yourself unto godliness. Read that for me one more time.
Okay. But refuse profane and old wives, fables, and exercise thyself rather unto godliness.
Mm-hmm. All right, so hold on real quick, because I see the answers coming in. Yes, because we shouldn't be fighting each other. And then I see another con. And I see world without end, Psalms 144. Blessed be the Lord, my strength. Hallelujah. That's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite verses. Blessed be the Lord, my strength, which teacheth my hands to war and my fingers to fight. Should we be warring against our own people? Just a thought. Just a thought. I wanna share this real quick. I want to share this real quick.
Welcome to Heartbreaking News.
Can y'all see that? Can y'all hear it?
After match in Montreal, Quebec coroner to investigate. Mexican boxer Jeanette Zacarias Zapata was knocked unconscious on Saturday night. A young Mexican boxer has died days after being knocked unconscious during a match in
It's
Montreal,
real low.
taken away in a stretcher.
Okay, hold
The
on.
event's promoter has confirmed. Welcome to Heartbreaking News. 18-year-old boxer dies after match in Montreal, Quebec coroner to investigate. Mexican boxer Jeanette Zacarias Zapata was knocked unconscious on Saturday night. A young Mexican boxer has died days after being knocked unconscious during a match in Montreal and being taken away in a stretcher. The event's promoter has confirmed Jeanette Zacarias Zapata, 18, was taking part in the Jim Gala International Boxing event at the Eager Stadium in Montreal's Jarry Park on Saturday night. She was fighting Quebec boxer Marie Pehu, but fell unconscious at the end of the fourth round of a six-round fight. The event's promoter, Group Yvonne Michel, announced Zapata's death on social media late Thursday, saying she died at around 3:45 p.m. We would like to offer our most sincere condolences to her family.
All right. So, no warring against our people, right? No warring against our people. Let's see. Sister L says, used to be into it, had fight parties, but it reminds me of what they used to make our men do for entertainment during slavery. Ah, that's a good point.
Slacky.
Come on.
Hey, here in Ohio, they used to have fight tapes back in the day. Some people might know about it, but it was real big, especially in like Columbus, and I think like Cleveland, Cincinnati for real. But I know Columbus was real big on it, and that's all you heard about for real for a good minute. Like my high school, a little bit after high school years, you heard about these Ohio fight tapes. You could probably find that stuff on YouTube, and I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy. You knew about everybody that was knocking somebody out, and it was always Jake. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, Adewine. There has been Jake knocking out some Edomites that I enjoy watching. I'm not even.
Oh no, I do too. I love to see Edomite get his head rocked. There's a video where the brother hit the Edomite and gave the Ric Flair shout after he did it.
Oh, I knew what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Hit him. He said, woo! And then
gave it to him again. Yeah.
Let's go.
But my question is, when we come to fight our own people. So that's the thing. And so now I have to give the disclaimer. I'm coming from the point of view of someone that fought. Hold on. I'm coming from someone who fought. I'm gonna share it real quick. Hold on, all right, there we go. Bam. All right. This is old. This is when I used to get down.
Inside my DNA. I got loyalty inside my DNA. I got loyalties, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I was born like this, is born like this, immaculate.
Oh, that was just one of the little snapshots. But so I put that to show y'all that I'm speaking from someone who fought. And I had someone ask me the same exact question once. Is boxing a sin? And I said, let me go into the law first, because it's only a sin if it's in the law, right? But I just wanted to put that question out there. Let's jump back to this lesson real quick. I don't want to get too far, and we already in here for an hour and 40 minutes, so let's jump back to this. All right. So discipline and training ourselves. Let me get 1 Corinthians 9 and 26.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 26. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air.
Right? Hold on. I just seen so 12 Gates Israelites said, I would say sin is transgression of the law. I've been a big boxing fan most of my life, but looking at Leviticus 17:18, right? Looking at Leviticus 17:18. Now, so there's been people that's died in the ring. So now, if you're boxing and you're boxing one of your brothers, you're boxing someone in your nation. If I was in the ring and I was fighting someone in my nation, and this is what I've said to brothers who like say, "Oh no, it's a sport. It's just sport." Right? I say, "Yeah, okay, fine, it's sport." They say, "Yeah, you don't hate them," but before the fight, you're not thinking, "Oh, I love my brother." I've never thought I love my brother before I got into the ring. That was never my thought. My thought was that I want to hurt this man that's standing in front of me. In fact, the whole premise of boxing is to render your opponent unconscious. That's the whole goal of boxing, is to render your opponent unconscious. So now, if the goal of the sport is to knock out your brother, is that love? Now, going to the extreme again, because there's been numerous people that have died inside the ring. So now you've killed your brother. Your brother has died at your hands from you striking him. Now again, hey, let every man be convinced in his own mind. Right? But for me, to climb into the ring with the kind of thoughts that I had going into the ring, that was nowhere near love. That's not showing love. Right? And then God forbid the brother or the sister die. Like we just seen the sister here who passed away after the fight. You know, but I'm gonna yield on that. Read that Corinthians again. 1 Corinthians 9 and 26. Bible Kasha.
That's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 26. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air.
Come on.
But I keep under my body and bring it to subjection,
He
lest
said,
that by any
hold on for 1 second. So he said, I bring my body into subjection. All right, let's look at that real quick. All right, he said, and I bring it into subjection. So when we look at that word, right, that word is the Greek 1396. It means to lead away into slavery or claim as one's slave, to make a slave, and to treat as a slave. In other words, with severity, subject to stern and rigid discipline. Right? We're supposed to discipline ourselves, not as those that are just out there running races, not as those that's just out there competing in sports. And you have to be extremely disciplined with that. With any sport, you have to be disciplined. You're working out 6-7 hours out the day. When I fought, I was working out literally. I would work out literally up to 8 hours out the day. That was my job. That was my full-time profession. So now that we have come into this truth, we have to discipline ourselves in the same way that a professional athlete would discipline themselves. What does that mean? Again, that means if you need to wake up an hour earlier to get into the book, to read, as it says in Timothy, to study to show yourself approved. At the end of the day, we are trying to get the kingdom. We want to make it into the kingdom. I would hate to have gone through this life and then, like the precept that Barzayar put in earlier, that Matthew 7:21, I would hate to have gone through this life, experience the hell that I've had to go through in this life just to get in front of Yahushua and him tell me, depart from me, I never knew you. No. So I'm going to discipline myself now in this time. If that means I need to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to read, that's what I'm going to do. If that means that on my lunch break, I'm going to forbear doing what I would like to do, and I'm going to open up my book and I'm going to read and I'm going to study, or I'm going to meditate on a verse, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to discipline myself a lot more than when I discipline myself to fight. Is there any more on that?
Con. Lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway.
Lest by any means, after I have preached unto others, after I've been out on the streets teaching, telling brothers, the law's not done away with, after I've done all that, I myself become a castaway. Let's see what that says in a blue letter. Let me bring this up real quick. Salakia. All right. So 1 Corinthians. No, that's not it. All right. Let me bring that up. In the meantime, let's come back over here. So grab that Sirach 41 and 14.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 41 and verse 14. My children, keep discipline in peace.
Keep what?
Keep discipline in peace.
Mm-hmm.
For wisdom that is hid and a treasure that is not seen, what profit is in both? It's like it in them both.
Right. So we are to keep discipline. We are to keep discipline. What does that say? It said keep. Read that for me one more time.
God, my children, keep discipline in peace.
Keep discipline in peace. So what does that mean? That means that you're going to keep you're going to be disciplined, right? You're going to be disciplined, and being disciplined, right? You are going to be in peace, right? You're going to live in peace because you are disciplined. You know, when you're disciplined, you ever notice that things come easier when you are disciplined to a certain routine?
God.
Right? That's what's going to give you peace. If you're disciplined, you have to discipline yourself. Go ahead and grab that Sirach 23.
The book of Sirach, chapter 23 and verse 2. Who will set scourges over my thoughts, and the discipline of wisdom over my heart?
And the discipline of what?
And the discipline of wisdom over my heart.
Mm-hmm.
That they spare me not for my ignorance, and it pass not by my sins.
All right, hold up. I wanted to grab this one here real quick. I finally was able to get it pulled up. Let me get this up here. So this is Castaway. All right, so this is the Greek 696. This is Castaway. Not standing the test, not approved. That which does not prove itself such as it ought. Unfit for, unproved, spurious, reprobate. Right? Let's, in fact, no, we're not going I'm not gonna have you go ahead and grab it. I'm just gonna read it for it right here. So this is Paul again saying, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. We don't have. Why do we not have that same thought process? This is Paul, who wrote over half of the New Testament, so-called. But Paul is worried about being a castaway. Paul is worried about it. Not standing the test, not approved. But you have brothers and you have sisters who just think like they're good, they're gold, they're good to go. I don't got to worry about nothing. The Most High can take the spirit from you at any time. This is my fear. That after I've been out here on these corners, after I've been on these classes, after I've been trying to teach, that I myself am not approved. I don't stand the test. That's my fear. So what am I doing? I'm disciplining myself. We have to discipline ourselves so that we don't become bugged out, or that we don't just be taken off with some crazy doctrine, because it's happening. We've seen an entire congregation celebrating Thanksgiving, talking about Barakatah Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
Eating pork.
Eating pork. Don't just, the fringes are not just to look cool. It's not just a fashion statement. I had to get on my daughter and like, oh, Dad, yeah, your fringes, you know, that's great. But I'm not wearing it to just, oh man, so I can look good. We have to stay in the book. We have to study. And I still ain't seen no answer to my question. How many brothers and sisters been studying the law? Put a 7 in the chat if you've been studying the law.
You want verse 7?
No, hold on. No, yeah, read 7. Read 7. Yeah, come on.
Verse 7. The book of Sirach 23 and 7. Hear, O ye children, the discipline of the mouth. He that keepeth it shall never be taken in his lips.
See there? Read that one more time. And I wanted to acknowledge the 7s. All praises to the Most High for brothers and sisters studying, stand in the book, because this is what's going to build the nation. This is what's going to build the nation. Like I said, the prophecy and everything is good. Knowing that is good. But we've got to know the laws. Why? Why do I say this? Why do I say this? Yo, grab Revelation 18 and 4 real quick.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
Yo, so to come out of her, that's coming out of her completely. That's coming out of all of her ways. That's coming out of her ideologies. That's complete separation, because we are a royal priesthood. We are a chosen generation. We are a peculiar people. We don't do what everybody else do. And so it comes by a renewing of the mind. That's what it comes by. It comes by the fruits of the spirit. Fruits of the spirit. In fact, let's jump there real quick. Give me Romans 8. Give me Romans 8 and 13.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 13. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live.
Right? Read.
For as many as are led by the Spirit of Yahweh, they are the sons of Yahweh.
All right. So if we, first of all, we got to kill the flesh. We got to kill the flesh, man. And that is going to take on different meaning for each and every one of us. Each of us have our own battle that we have to fight. Each of us have our own different lusts that we have to combat. Read 13 for me one more time.
Kind. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die.
Because the wages of sin is death.
Right.
So we cannot live after the flesh. Somebody, go ahead and grab what you had grabbed earlier again. Give me that Ephesians 4 and 23. Read on.
Kind. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live.
Right. And what's the spirit? What's the spirit? The spirit is the law. Right? The spirit is the law. Right? Read that, Shemaiah.
It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 22. That ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind.
So be renewed, be renewed. What does that mean to be renewed? What does it mean to be renewed? Where we at? Where we at? What I want? Here we go. You can't really see that, can you?
Not really.
Yeah. In fact, before we do that, in fact, grab me Romans 12:2. Let's go there. Give me Romans 12:2.
That's where I was going. It's the
Kind
book
of.
of Slakia. Said something one?
No. Go ahead.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Right? It said, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. First said, be not conformed. Right? What does conformed mean? What does that mean? When it says be not conformed, right? We've got to break this up, examine it, man, eat it, digest it, meditate on it, let it change you. The word has to change you. Right? We have to be baptized by this word. Right? He says, repent, reborn, return, retaught. All right. Let me see. Let me get in the blue letter here real quick.
I got a precept too. I don't want.
Con, let's get your precept.
Con, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14, and verse. I'm gonna start at 13. It says, "Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people, comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption." Right. So like we know the first thing when it's talking about setting our house in order, like our body, which is our temple, that's like your first home, besides the roof that's over your head. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing we need to work on getting in order. You know what I'm saying? Before we decide we're gonna start dealing with other people and telling them what they should be doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It also talks about renouncing corruption. So we got to renounce corruption. Like that's the getting rid of the old man, as Adawan Shemaiah brought out, or what Adawan is bringing out in Romans, right? Renewing our mind. It says, let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature, right? Because we know the weak nature is the flesh. The flesh is weak, right? What was I thinking about? It's in Matthew 26. Let me get it real quick. Matthew 26 and verse 41. It says, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Right? Because our spirit, it be like our spirit be conflicting with us when we dealing with the weak nature of the flesh. It's like, you know what, I could do that over here, but your spirit be like, nah, you don't really want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it don't mean like the flesh is weak, because it's a hard trial to deal with for real. Because we so used to doing what's wicked is second nature to us for real. You know what I'm saying? Listening to the spirit.
Like Paul said, that which I would do, I do not.
Right.
That which I wouldn't, that I do.
Exactly. Exactly, I won. But reading on, it says, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. Right? Sirach teaches you, you know what I'm saying, we ought to flee from wickedness like fleeing from a serpent. or flee from sin like fleeing from a serpent. Salakia. And you gotta think about it like that. Like sin is the serpent. That thing that you about to go do is like a serpent. So you gonna reach out to it and put your hand near its face so it can bite you?
Get bit.
And get bit. That's why we gotta renew our minds. We gotta renounce corruption. We gotta cast it off. You know, we gotta do like I was saying, you gotta wake up 5 o'clock in the morning and start reading.
Yeah, Salakia.
Go ahead, King. Salakia.
Oh shit! Whenever you finish, I was talking about whenever you finish.
Okay. Now I was just saying, if you gotta wake up early in the morning and start reading, you know, just to put off whatever is going on with the flesh, do that. You know, pray, fast, all of that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But I yield.
Yeah, I just got a quick precept. Ezekiel 18:31. Cast away from you all your transgressions, whereby ye have transgressed. And here's the key right here. And make you a new heart and a new spirit. For why will ye die, O house of Israel? So that's just that renewing, that new man, that old way of thinking. You know, you got to cast that away.
Right. Right. And I brought up the Strongs for conformed. So it's to conform oneself, one's mind and character to another's pattern. Whose pattern have we been following since we've been over here in this captivity? It hasn't been our pattern. These aren't our customs. These ain't the things that we do. And real quick again, just to go back to the whole boxing thing. Do you think that brothers is gonna be boxing in the kingdom?
Right.
Fighting against each other in the kingdom? We're supposed to be down here trying to rehearse the righteous acts. The scripture said that we're not supposed to conform. It said, be not conformed to this world. Right? Don't and look, it says fashion one's self according to. We are not supposed to conform ourselves to the way that these other nations get down. Give me that Romans again, that Romans 12:2.
This book of Romans.
Oh, go ahead.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your.
Hold on, transform, Salakia, transform to change into another form. What are we doing? We're killing the old man. That brother that was walking that Edomite on that dog chain, I guarantee you that brother lived that way when he was in the world. He's still in the world. There's nothing different about that. He's still doing the exact same thing. Still whoremonger. Probably a pimp. Still out. Man. We are supposed to be transformed by the renewing of our mind. We are supposed to be changed. So that old man is dead. Wise God, what do you mean? Where is the mind?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, what do you mean?
You have to be more. I don't understand your question. Where is the mind? Khan, So we have to be changed. So who you was in the world, you're not supposed to be that person anymore. And it's more than just growing out a beard. It's more than just putting on fringes. It's more than that. It's deeper than that. You are supposed to be a new creation. All things have become new. It says, hold on, so I get be ye transformed by the renewing. Let's see what renewing is. Renewing, a renewal, a renovation. Hold on, a complete change for the better. A complete change for the better. Yeah, the heart is the mind, not the heart that's in beating in your chest. But your mind is right here. But when we talk about the heart, and when it's referring to the heart, it's referring to your mind. Talk no more exceedingly proudly, let not arrogance come out of thy mouth, for the Lord is a God of knowledge, and him by actions are weighed. So have you made a complete change for the better of who you are? You know, it's a lot of prideful people in Israel. It's a lot of prideful brothers in Israel that don't want to swallow their pride. There has to be a complete change for the better. All right, let's go on. It says, boom, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. I mean, that's pretty self-explainable, but we know what is good. For the law is good, the commandment is good and holy and just. Romans 7, right? Proverbs 4:2. The good doctrine, forsake ye not my law. All right. Move on. All right. So I mean that's pretty much what I wanted to touch on tonight. It was on my spirit. I've been seeing a lot of things, and that was on my spirit. That we've got to become better. We've got to become better. We've got to, and it starts with each individual. Perfect precept. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. You have to test your own self. Hey, I was talking about this with a brother, but hey, we pray for patience, and then when a situation comes where we have to exhibit patience, did you fail that test or did you pass it? Are you becoming renewed? Are you becoming that new creation? Have you put away that old man? Right. So again, that was on my spirit. I know last week I said I was going to talk about something going into the text in the Hebrew. We'll deal with that next week, most high willing. What I'm going to be talking about, in fact, we're going to look in the law. We're actually going to go into the law. We're going to look at it in the Hebrew, and we're going to look at something that's called equidistant letter sequence. Right? It's called equidistant letter sequence. All right, and what that is so last week we talked about scribes and things such as that, and it was the scribe's job to write the scrolls, right, to make sure that they got it spacing, the words, everything was exact. Right now, of course, there was some scribal error, and that's where you get textual criticism from. That's why we're able to go through and compare, the different scrolls or whatnot, and know that our scriptures weren't tampered with because of things like textual criticism, being able to compare the scrolls, and seeing if with that, if the main thought or the main idea changed, and it didn't. So we're going to be looking at this right here, equidistant letters sequence. All right, and what that is they would go through and they would count, like for instance, every fourth letter. All right, and so I got an example up here. So when you read that sentence, Rips explained that each code is a case of adding every fourth letter to form a word. So we're going to look at the Old Testament, and we're going to use this equidistance letter sequences, and we're going to see something in the Old Testament, right? So say for instance, again, so you count every fourth letter, it's going to give you, and you're going to use that word or letter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I get, or you start with R and then you count 4 from R. So
Are you trying to share this?
Is it sharing?
No.
Y'all don't see it?
No.
What y'all see?
I mean, we can see it because we on the class, but they can't see it.
Oh, they can't see it?
No. Cause you still got the letter sequence on there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, that's what I want. That's what I want. It's right
okay.
underneath it. So the sentence that's right underneath that.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. My bad. Because because we see something different over here.
Okay, right. So yeah, so the we equal, yeah, that's what I want y'all to see. So if y'all look at that sentence that's right underneath where it says sequence, right? You read that sentence, it says Rip explain that each code is a case of adding every fourth letter to form a word. So when you do every fourth letter in that sentence, what do you get? It says read the code. So when we do that in the Old Testament, there's actually a code that's in the Old Testament. And it blew my mind when the first time when I went through and I saw it. But that's how, again, that this book is not just like any other book. It's not like any other religious text. That this was actually inspired by the Most High. But we're going to prove that. I'm going to bring up the Hebrew Bible, and we're going to look at it in the Hebrew and actually see what code is hidden inside the first 5 books of the Torah or of the Bible, right? Because there is a code there. And so we're going to look at that. It'll be a good class. And of course, we got to have something spicy. We got to have something spicy. We'll have something for y'all because this world never stops. It never stops. Right? Okay. But with that, hey, the water for the interaction, all praise to the Most High. Man, love y'all brothers, love y'all sisters. I hope y'all had a wonderful dedication. And with dedication, with rededicating your temple, because we are the temple of the Most High. We are rededicating ourselves to the Most High. Kill off that old man. Kill off the old man. That be also in a precept, the code, precept upon precept. I don't really know what you're. I don't really understand that question. Would that be also in the precept? I don't know. We gonna see. We go look at that code. We gonna look at the code next week and see. We go.
So
Hey, we got to what does it say in Thessalonians? Prove all things. We got to prove it. All right, we got to prove it. Go ahead, Shemaiah.
I just wanted to get this precept, what you've been saying like all night. 1 John 4:1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of Yahweh, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. And that was pretty much the gist of the whole class, because just because you see somebody with fringes and it looks like they keeping the commandments, or a sister with a head wrap dress, all that, and it looks like they keeping the commandments, you gotta try the spirit by the spirit. Yeah.
Or I'm gonna go one more further. Let me on that. They quoting scriptures.
Oh yeah, God, yeah.
That part
that'll get you. That'll really get you, especially if it's a female.
That part, man. So with that, yo, Yasha love y'all. Remember, rededicate yourself. Kill that old man. Kill that flesh. Endure. Fight in the spirit. Pray. Fast. Yahushua said, when the bridegroom is taken away, then they will fast. We are supposed to be fasting. Not saying they might fast. He said, then they will. Fasting needs to become a regular part of what we do. Right? So with that, we are the anointed house of saints.
Boys, you got Daniel?
Okay. All right. It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever, by Hashem Mashiach Yahushai.
By Hashem Mashiach
Yahushai. Come. Hey, Shalom, Yashala.
This is not a test.
Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, 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 black music, black music, black music, black music, black music, black music.